All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. I actually like that start. I don't know, that might be the new start. Anyways, you know what time it is? Morning, noon, 1 o'clock, evening, nighttime. It's This Week in Sports. It's time for TWIS. Is it time for This Week in Sports? Yes, it is. So I just had to make sure that makes sense in my tired ass brain. It's been a long day, but on This Week in Sports, the Riverhawks return after a 9-game road swing to the glorious confines of Remax Field, where we just seen fireworks go off and had a great game, a 2-1 win. It was so much fun. As always, I'm getting better up in the booth there, making the vibe right in the whole stadium. It's an honor to be in there. I'm learning so much every minute of every day that I'm in there, and I'm so grateful to be there. Shout out to Steve Hogle, the GM of the Riverhawks, and Randy Gregg, one of the part owners of the Riverhawks, for giving me the opportunity to be in that environment and to learn so much and to be responsible for a lot of the vibe in the field. And it was great. People seem to be loving it. The crowd today was raucous. It was one of the bigger crowds we've had and the more energetic crowds we've had. It was a beautiful day. It was beach day in the park. So the theme of the night was was like surfing and beachwear and so obviously I show up in just a Speedo and a towel and some flip flops and get the party going. Riverhawks, like I said, won 2-1 in a nail-biting finish. The Apple Sox, who the Riverhawks were playing, they had a couple on in the 9th inning, but luckily we were able to squeeze out the W and take the first of 3 against them. Game 2 goes on Saturday. Tomorrow is... It's a Christmas theme, believe it or not, because I can't believe it's 6 months till Christmas. Ooh, talk about this week in sports history. This week in history. Fucking halfway till Christmas. Who would have thought? It's a trippy thing to think about, because it feels like to everyone, I'm sure, here in Edmonton, that summer just started. I mean, it's been raining so much. We haven't even been able to enjoy it so much. And unfortunately now, though we won't be able to notice it for a while, the days are getting shorter because we just had the summer solstice, the Indigenous Day, our Indigenous Day, and the longest day of the year. So enjoy it while it lasts. Get out there, get your bodies moving, because, I mean, in the wintertime, unless you go play hockey, you can't do shit. And a lot of times, I mean, it's too cold to do anything. Sometimes it's too cold to skate in Canada, as we all know. In the NHL, though, tonight, it was Game 5. Colorado was up 3-1. As we all know by now, I'm sure, Tampa Bay was able to come out on top in Game 5 to extend it to a Game 6. And they did it in a tight game. I think the final was 3-2. They scored in the third. I just seen the highlights. I wasn't able to watch the game, obviously, being doing the Riverhawks, but from all accounts and purposes, it was a terrific game because they all have been minus that game too. But it has been some of the best hockey I've seen. These two teams go at it. I can't wait till Game 6. I'll actually be able to watch this game, because the Riverhawks play at, I think, 1 o'clock on Sunday, and the Stanley Cup final doesn't start till 6. So should be able to catch that. And, I mean, I called Tampa Bay in 7 games, so I do hope it goes 7 games. Obviously, I mean, there's nothing better than a Game 7 Stanley Cup final. But if you were to ask me now, like, obviously you asked me, no one asked me, I guess I just put it out there that before the series I thought Tampa was going to be there's going to be a close series, but I thought they were going to take it in 7 after seeing how dominant Colorado has been. I think I do really think Colorado is going to take it. They're so good, but you can never deny the heart of a champion. And Tampa Bay Lightning, they're champions. They're back-to-back champs. We've all heard it. You can't count them out, even though some of us, including myself, did after that 7-0 trouncing in Game 2. But let's hope it goes to Game 7. So either by next week when we record another episode, Colorado will have won, or it'll probably be in Game 7, and that's going to be freaking crazy. In other NHL news, I'll get to the oil news real quick. As we all know, Jay Woodcroft gets a 3-year extension, and I'm so proud of that because he's a really good coach. And once he took over, we just came through the rest of the season flying. So well deserved for him getting that 3-year extension. He'll be with us for a while, and hopefully through a Stanley Cup, which would be freaking crazy, obviously. And I really like him as a coach, and I don't think there's a better man to coach us right now. There was NHL awards also in the past week. No surprises in the Norris category, the defenseman. But what is a big fucking surprise to everyone? This is my part of the podcast where I vent a little bit. Austin Matthews wins the Hart Trophy over Connor McDavid.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Dude, that is bullshit. And the Ted Lindsay. So here's the thing: the Hart surprised me. The Ted Lindsay blew my fucking mind. That the majority of the players voted Matthews over McDavid.
Matthews who?
It doesn't make sense. Like the players, what the fuck? Why? Because he scored 60? The fuck? Who cares?
All the players are thinking.
Most of them voted for Matthews. That's why Matthews won the Ted Lindsay.
So all the players are thinking, good for a Leaf?
I don't know, man. The Hart, even though it's ridiculous, is kind of understandable because a lot of the writers live in Toronto, so they only see Toronto games live, and that they watch the highlights of the Oilers game because the Oilers game is on at 10 o'clock their time.
And they got to give them something.
Yeah, and you got to give the Leafs consolation prize, I guess.
It's the best they've done in a while.
But that's what I mean. That's the Hart. Okay, sure. Okay, give them the Hart. But the Ted Lindsay, how the fellow players voted for Matthews? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it feels like they're voting the same way that the Hart was voted for.
Which doesn't make any sense because all the players in the West actually see McDavid on like. I don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. But I don't know. I can't even say congrats to the dude? I can't. Not on this podcast. Maybe on a Leafs podcast. You go listen to a Leafs podcast if you're a fan of the Leafs.
Connor McDavid is the best fucking player in the NHL. By far.
This year and any year. I don't give a fuck. So, okay. As long as we establish that. In the MLB, the Jays stay hot. They won tonight against the Brewers 9-5. Alejandro Kirk staying hot as fuck. He had to be taken out because of precautionary reasons. I think there was an injury on his hand. I guess it came back negative. Thank God, because he is in number one in I think votes among players in the AL for the All-Star voting. And who would have thought this guy no one even heard of this guy like 2 years ago. No one even knew who this guy was. And we took a flyer on him. We took a risk on him. It wasn't even a risk. We only paid like $30,000 for the dude initially. And now he's going to be making a lot more than that eventually. So good on him. Let me see here. Oh yeah, the Blue Jays coach Martinez. He's been suspended for 5 games for the confrontation he had with an umpire before the game. He got thrown out before the game. So I'm sure you've seen. they come out to talk to the umpires, both managers or somebody from each team, to give the lineup cards, right?
And they're already beefing.
And they're already beefing, because the night previous, the umpire was a dickhead and miss so many calls on both sides, and Martinez, I guess, like kind of like got physical with him a little bit, not like pushed him or anything, but even if you touch the ump, right, it's a no. So he got thrown out. He got thrown out before the game, and then the MLB suspended him for five games. Which, like, holy, I wonder what he did or what he said or what was that about? You know what I mean?
There's no clause for maybe the umpire being a dick.
Like, no, they're protected. They're protected. It's
that sounds like that sounds like the perfect formula, the perfect storm for someone that's a dick. Try and come in and just like flex.
Well, that goes to say, like the same can be said, I should say, when it comes to a lot of different things. When it comes, in particular, to authority figures,
NHL referees,
and anybody with a little bit of fucking authority, it goes to their head,
yeah.
And they try to, like, when you're talking about referees, they try to be like the star of the show a lot of the times. It's like
it's all heat of the moment shit, because you want to be impartial. Maybe just in your values, I'm impartial. But as soon as the heat of the moment comes, and you're the one with the final say, any little thing is going to set you off, because you're like, no, I'm the final say.
I'm the man, yeah. And it's like, hey, no one came to see you, dude.
Right.
Like, how about you just, go that way and, vacate the premises. I thought there was a couple things here. No. Okay, sorry. I'm just tending to some maintenance here, if you want to call it that. Yeah, but the Jays being hot, it doesn't matter though. I mean, the Yanks are like unbeatable. So, like, even though we're winning, there's still like handfuls of games ahead of us, and the Red Sox are coming up fucking on our rear right now. It's getting to the middle of the summertime. These games are starting to get more and more important. I mean, every game's important, but the way you treat them, just human nature to treat the games closer to the playoffs with more importance, especially when you can see the finish line. And not that we can right now, but the closer we do get to it, the more important it feels to the players and everyone involved, the fans. And so, I mean, we got to stay hot to even keep, like, if the Red Sox are on our ass and the Yankees are going to stay as hot as that, and the wild cards are our only thing, but our only hope, then we have to stay hot. We have to keep going. And I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. I mean, we went through a slump early in the year, but that's when you want to go through your slump, is early in the year. You don't want to do that shit at freaking September. Like, dude, that's the wrong time. That's when you want to get hot, even hotter, right?
Get it over with.
You want to get even hotter later in the season. So I'm glad we got our slump, that big slump over and done with early in the season, because we'll be okay coming in here to the All-Star break, which is coming up soon. So I gotta get my vote in for the Jays. I guess the Jays are doing pretty well with the voting. Alejandro Kirk's number one. Vladdy's number one. Bo Bichette is, I think, number two in shortstops. There was another top. Oh yeah, San Diego Espinal. Believe it or not, I think he was in top 3, 4. So everyone in Canada has to go vote for these guys, because if everyone in Canada votes for them, none of these teams are gonna, like, we might have a bunch of Blue Jays on the All-Star team, but I think they cap them. I think you can only have so many players from one team. But anyways, Vladdy's gonna make it. Freaking Bichette might make it, I think. Alejandro Kirk is going to make it, which is going to be crazy. He might be the starting catcher. Oh my God. The starting catcher against all these crazy pitchers. He's going to learn so much. That'd be an incredible experience for Kirk if he was voted in and voted as a starter. Damn, he's only second year in the MLB, and no one even heard of this guy.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, and he can be an all-star this year. and he could be a starting all-star. And he could be going to the playoffs this year. Shit, we would have been in playoffs last year if it wasn't for one game. So that's another reason why every game counts. I mean, we were one more win, and we would have been in the playoffs last year. So treat today like you treat October, but it's hard to because it's just how we are wired. Yeah, before we get to TWIS, there's a couple great things in this week in sports history. Some quick NFL news. Gronkowski. I can't think of his name right now. His first name. How do I not know Gronk's first name? What is wrong with me? You know Gronk, eh? Rob.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski.
Rob.
Down
the block.
Rob Gronkowski. We see him every day. Walk his dog. Four-time four-time Super Bowl champion. Thank you very much, Rob Gronkowski. He's announcing his retirement. He was Tom Brady's number one man for those 4 championships that he won. It was with Brady, yeah. And he actually went to Tampa Bay when Brady went to Tampa Bay. Because that same year. Because I think he was going into retirement that year, and then he came out of retirement because Brady went to Tampa, and Gronk's like, yeah, I'm down to go to Florida. Fuck this Boston weather. Let's go to Florida. How can you blame him, right? Especially even when it's summer here, quote unquote summer. It rains for the last 2 weeks, man. It's been so humid here. This is the weather report part of TWIS. And the forecast calls for humid weather again and rain whenever and wherever and thunderstorms when you don't expect it. Thunderstorms at weird times of the day. Like the other day, man, it was like 2 o'clock and I'm freaking having a nap and it's fucking thunderstorming out.
Welcome to the new tropics of North America.
Edmonton, Alberta. Oh, man, it's so bizarre. You can't even predict it. Because today at Riverhawk, it was beach day, right? I'm about to leave.
Oh, yeah, beach day.
I'm about to leave my house. It's like, I don't know, like 2 o'clock. I got my tank top on. I got my shorts. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't wearing a Speedo. I'm about to leave, literally about to leave. We're about to grab my keys, and then it starts raining a little bit, and then it starts raining more. I'm like, okay, well, let me wait this out see what happens. And then it's like a torrential downpour, like it was a shower out there, and I'm like, oh my god! I come to Caleb. I'm like, Caleb, look outside. Today's beach day. Isn't this ironic that it's just pouring? But not even, no shit, like 20 minutes later, not even 20 minutes. I don't think it even lasted 20 minutes. It's completely gone.
10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Gloomy.
And then the clouds part.
Another 10 minutes.
And it's freaking glorious.
Go have a picnic.
Exactly. I'm like, thank God I didn't leave when I did, because I would have been soaked, man, in like wearing nothing.
Yeah.
Just freezing my ass off. That would have been pretty chilly, to say the least. I'm just shivering thinking about it. Yeah, one more thing before TWIS. Just want to give a shout out to Golden State Warriors. I think the last time we dropped an episode, it was right before their championship. They when they're 4th in 8 years. That's pretty much a dynasty. I think they were a dynasty before the Raptors knocked them off in 2019. What's impressive?
How much?
They have 4 in 8 years, 4 championships.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. They had 3 in 5 years though. Before we knocked them off. But the fact, like, here's what I think is really impressive with them is they had 3 and 5. And then Toronto came and knocked, like the major underdog, came and knocked them off their throne for our first championship. Fuck yeah. Where's the applause for that? Chip. Couple applauses for that. With our studio audience, thank you very much.
They sound so robotic.
Why'd you have to pull back the curtain, bro? They're not.
We have an audience of robots.
Yeah. You don't have to tell people that. But what's impressive is most teams when they have a run like that, 3 championships or multiple championships in a short period of time, and then they get knocked off the throne. Not too many teams in sports history have been able to rise up to the mountain peak again, and obtain that championship. Because even what was it, the following year, I believe that Toronto beat them, they missed the playoffs, Golden State, or it was the year after. And then, sure enough, a couple years go by, and they're in the NBA final again. So Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson, all those motherfuckers over at Golden State, congrats to you on another championship, and congrats to all y'all climbing the mountain again after getting fucking thrown way down the hill. Way down the mountain, getting all fucked up, and then coming back up. It's incredible. I just had to get that in there because I don't think I'm pretty sure the last time I recorded it was before they won. So I just wanted to. That's pretty big. Obviously, I mean it's a freaking championship. But yeah, well, take it easy over there. This week in sports history, June 19th, 1984. That's 38 years ago. Juneteenth. Michael Jordan was drafted by the Chicago Bulls. He was third overall.
What year?
In 1984.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe he was drafted third? It's crazy, right?
Must have had the only bad year of his life.
Right before he got. It was even. Yeah, right. Yeah, a bad year. He still gets drafted third.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rewatched his documentary, Caleb. If you ever want to see like a well-made like sports docu, The Last Dance, man. I watched that again. I think I have to watch the last episode. I think I saved the last episode. Fucking hella good, real good. I watched it like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and then I watched it again just the other week. And my God, there's a reason why he's a 6-time champion. His mentality, what he demanded out of his teammates, how he pushed his teammates, unlike any other in history. There's always a discussion: is he the best athlete ever? He very well might be. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, in 1947, June 24th, 1947. How many years ago is that? Let me do the math. That's 53 plus 22. That's 75 years ago. Holy. Future baseball Hall of Fame infielder Jackie Robinson. He steals home for the first time.
Wait.
For his first time.
Who?
Jackie Robinson, Caleb.
Oh, damn.
Jackie Robinson. You ever heard of that name? Are you aware of Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson. Let me think about this. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I got nothing. He's a legend.
So he stole home for the first time of his career. How many times do you think he stole home in his whole career? Think about what I'm asking you. Stealing home.
I know. I
Get a guess.
I don't think anyone steals home.
Yeah. So he did it one time.
Like 4 times?
He did it 19 times.
Ooh. Successfully?
Yeah.
Man's a thief.
I didn't even realize that till I just read that. Holy shit. 19 times? 19 times.
Man's a thief.
Holy cow. He revolutionized the game in more ways than the obvious way. There's another one. Oh, yes. So it's down here. Speaking of greatness. So Michael Jordan gets drafted third this week in sports history. This week in sports history also, in 1992, the year your boy was born, the great Shaquille O'Neal gets picked first overall by the Orlando Magic. Shaq, obviously, one of the best personalities in all of sports commentary and sports broadcasting. but obviously a legendary career. And dude, I love him on Inside the NBA. If you ever want to watch an entertaining show on sports and laugh your ass off, watch TNT Inside the NBA. Well, you can't now. I mean, it's freaking summertime, but
being entertaining, you can't underestimate it.
I know, and
Good for him.
They literally have the best. They have the best show in all the sports, hands down, hands fucking down. I don't even basketball's not even my favorite sport. I watch them just for that. I go down in rabbit holes of just watching this shit online.
It's hilarious. It's great.
Yes, and it's entertaining, and sometimes it's informative. Sometimes, which is like the funny part. Like they're basketball analysts, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, and the host Ernie Johnson. Sorry. And Inside in the NBA, my favorite sports crew to watch on all of it. But yeah, come out to the Riverhawks. We're gonna be busy as shit in July. It's gonna be beautiful weather. We're getting the rain out of the way this month. You know what they say? The saying, "June showers brings July great baseball," or however it goes. So come down. We're playing pretty much every day. Like literally, like every day, every weekend in July.
There's no better view if you're chilling downtown.
Oh, yeah.
There's beer being served.
Yeah, beer bats. We have beer bats.
Yeah, same price as the bar. Might as well come watch some live sports.
Exactly. Some good high level baseball. Have amazing view of the river valley. And July 1st, you can watch the fireworks, the Canada Day fireworks from your seat in Remax Field. My boy Caleb Jacko
Round
here.
Zero.
My boy Caleb Jacko here he's going to take over for me in the booth up there, doing the jams, making the people rock, because I'm going to be away doing Super Series Indian Relay at Rocky Mountain House. So we got to do another episode before I leave, obviously. And so yeah. And I got to bring you up there, so get you up to speed with how it works up there.
I'm going to be up there as much as I can be.
Yeah. Well, you've been up there, so you kind of already have like kind of a base knowledge of it. So that goes a long way. And but anyways, you were up there before I was, which is the ironic thing too. Last year.
Yes, but I yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is trippy. But anyways, so come to Riverhawks games. Go Riverhawks. Go Blue Jays. And go. I'm cheering for a Game 7. And we'll see you when I record another episode. It'll be before I leave to Super Series, most definitely. Until then, though, adios.